Mr. Pro, I'm doing it.
More on the beat.
So this issue, we are going to look at it critically to know whether the indigenous people of Biafra, whether they are right in this move to renounce their citizenship in Nigeria. Of course, I am here with Mr. Kala. Kala, welcome to the program.
Thank you for welcoming me, and I welcome our viewers as always. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kala. So right now, the Biafrans to renounce their Nigerian citizenship. Looking at what happened in 1967, May 30, 1967 to 70, and how Nigeria take over Biafra land. So how do you look at this move?
Well, before I will, discuss about the issue, I would like to take our viewers, our listeners, back to the formation of Nigeria. Nigeria was formed by the British without the consent of the indigenous people that have existed for thousands of years before colonial masters arrived. In 1914, Frederick Lugard amalgamated North and the South together, calling it Nigeria, without the input of the population. Then, coming to the renunciation of Nigerian citizenship, I want our viewers, our listeners to know that on the 27th day of May 1967, the Eastern Consultative Assembly gathered in Enugu. This Eastern Consultative Assembly comprises of all the people of the old Eastern region of Nigeria. They come out and unanimously agreed that Nigeria is no more conducive for the people as long as our consent were not sought after before Nigeria was created. Having passed through the pogroms in 1966, having passed through killings, communal violence since 1945, then the people of Biafra, they decided to opt out of Nigeria and become an independent state. Then on the 30th of May, the same 1967, the state of Biafra as a sovereign nation was declared. And on that day, the whole people of the old Eastern region, which is the people of Biafra, renounced their citizenship.
Renounce their Nigerian citizenship?
Yes, renounced their Nigerian citizenship.
Yeah. And
became the people of Biafrans, whereby their allegiance lies to the Biafran state. Then in 1970, after the genocidal war that was levied against Biafra, which was sponsored by Britain, and the USSR Russia supplied the jets that were used in bombing the churches and marketplaces. Then after that genocidal war, on the 15th of January 1970, the Nigerian state annexed a sovereign state of Biafra and occupied it till today without any referendum. But according to international law, the United Nations Charter prohibits any nation state from annexing a sovereign state, either by force or by any means. That is to say that it is a crime for the Nigerian state to annex the state of Biafra into Nigeria and place it under occupation till today, without any referendum.
Yes, we can see that Nigeria annexed the territory of Biafra and occupied the land. So since then, because you are saying that since 1970, Nigeria occupied Biafra land. So what is the fate of the people of Biafra since then?
Well,
that is, I mean, their fate in Nigeria.
Well, the fate of the people of Biafra in Nigeria can easily be described as an enslavement, because the people of Biafra has been subjugated. Our economical activities are targeted. if my son who is from Abia State wants to enter into a unity school in Nigeria, he will be required to score 139, whereas a Fulani man, his son, will be expected to score only 5. The position of the indigenous people of Biafra in Nigeria since 1970 till today is that of subjugation. Now, I want to bring to the notice of our listeners that as Biafra nation was occupied and annexed by the Nigerian state, supported by the British, it is pertinent for us to understand that similar incidents happened in 1990 when Saddam Hussein annexed the nation of Kuwait and occupied it, and they renamed it and turned into one of the provinces of Iraq.
Yeah.
Due to there was no referendum, due to the fact that it is against the international law for a sovereign state to be annexed and occupied, the United Nations Security Council acted promptly and they fought Saddam Hussein. And in the same 1990, the state of Kuwait was restored. And today you still have Kuwait as a nation, as a sovereign nation. Why did the United Nations Security Council intervene? Is because there is a United Nations Charter that prohibits a sovereign state from being annexed. So that is the reason why you had the Gulf War led by the United States of America under the United Nations Security Council. So the state of Kuwait was restored to her sovereignty. Then, in 2014, Russia annexed Crimea, which is part of a Ukrainian state. When Russia annexed Crimea and occupied it, they swiftly conducted a referendum to place a stamp of legitimacy to their actions. That is to say that if Nigerian state had conducted a referendum in 1970 and the people decided to be part of Nigeria, the indigenous people of Biafra wouldn't be talking about renunciation of Nigerian citizenship today.
Okay. The people of Biafra are saying that they are no longer Nigeria. They want to retain their identity. Yes, we understand that. So right now, looking at what Nigeria did in Russia, what happened in Russia? Russia conducted a referendum. In Iraq, when the government refused to conduct a referendum, the United Nations
intervened
and they fought, led by the US, US forces. Now we see that. Okay, why the United Nations, after the annexation of Biafra territory since 1970 and occupied, why the United Nations is keeping mute till now? Biafrans are suffering.
Well, the answer to this question lies with the United Nations because they have never done anything to look into the plight of the people of Biafra. And I believe that this is the right time for the United Nations and every countries of the world to intervene into the plight of the Biafran people. Just the way that the United Nations Security Council had the resolution to stop Iraq from annexing Kuwait. So the same situation must be applied to the people of Biafra today, because our identity has been lost because of this annexation, and we are forced to use the Nigerian passport. We are using Nigerian passport today. It is out of necessity because if we do not use the Nigerian passport, we will not be able to go away. We are using the Nigerian passport, not that we love it, not that we want to use it, but it is out of necessity.
Okay,
so
okay, Mr. Kalagi, let me cut you in. In this case, what are you telling Biafrans? Because a lot of Biafrans have been traveled out of Nigeria and they are using Nigerian passports. So what are you saying that because they are going to renounce their citizenship, their Nigerian citizenship? So in this case of passport, what are you saying?
Okay, what I'm saying is this: renunciation of Nigerian citizenship does not mean you should throw away Nigerian passport or to tear it or burn it. No, you may keep the Nigerian passport when Biafra is fully restored to her sovereignty. You may burn or throw away the Nigerian passport or keep it in your archives. Using Nigerian passport does not make you a Nigerian. Using a Nigerian passport makes you to be a Nigerian passport holder. Someone may be a British citizen, but he also have a Nigerian passport. Then you say that I am a British citizen, but with a I am a Nigerian passport holder. Just the same way myself, I am a Biafran citizen, and I am a Nigerian passport holder. So going to burn your passport or going to tear it or throw it away is not the issue. The issue is that we should renounce Nigerian citizenship.
Okay, and thank you very much, Mr. Kalagi. Yes, we understand that. Okay, looking at it, this happened since 1970 that Nigeria took over Biafra.
Yes.
Occupied it and oppressing Biafran people. For instance, right now, and the Ipob, the indigenous people of Biafra, the people of Biafra, they are calling to renounce their Nigerian citizenship.
Yes.
So, what are the other issues that made or prompted the indigenous people of Biafra to decide to renounce this citizenship now? Nigerian citizenship?
Well, what has prompted it is because our land has been under occupation for so many years, and we have continued to play along as if something good will come out of it. But as of today, we can see that being in Nigeria is a curse on our people. And since the United Nations, African Union, or other countries of the world are not coming to the aid of the Biafra people, so we have to take the bull by the horn and publicly renounce our citizenship of Nigeria so that the world will understand that we do not really want to be part of Nigeria, because without renunciation of this citizenship, the world community will think that our status in Nigeria is okay for us. So renouncing Nigerian citizenship means that you as a Biafran, wherever you are, all over the world, try your best to meet your closest or nearest a representative of the host community where you live. For instance, if you are in London, you meet the representative of your region and tell him or tell them about the plight of the indigenous people of Biafra, and also tell them about the renunciation of the Nigerian citizenship by the indigenous people of Biafra. This is a task for every Biafran all over the world. And the task is this, that wherever you live in the world, meet the officials of that community, meet the representatives of that community, because most of the things happening in Nigeria, most of the things happening to the indigenous people of Biafra are not known by the world community, because there has been Nigerian state-sponsored restriction of information from going out about the real situation of things in Nigeria. So renouncing the Nigerian citizenship means that you must meet the people where you are residing, tell their government officials with the photo evidence and video evidence of what is happening to the people of Biafra being held captive in Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
Some people will tell you, oh, you are using Nigerian passport and you are talking about Biafra. Are you okay? I want to ask our people should make a research. During the 1950s, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Obafemi Awolowo, and others, they were frequently going to London, negotiating for the flag independence of Nigeria. Were they using Nigerian passports? No. They were using the British administered documents to travel. That means they were like the British people coming from Africa to Britain to negotiate for the independence of Nigeria. So today, if I am using Nigerian passport and discussing on the liberation of Biafra out of Nigeria, which has occupied Biafra for so many years, somebody shouldn't question me, why do I use Nigerian passport? I may use Nigerian passport to go and negotiate for the freedom of Biafra. Just the same way Awolowo and Azikiwe, they use British documents to go to London to negotiate for Nigerian independence. So be bold. I urge every Biafran to be bold and stand firm to renounce the Nigerian citizenship.
Biafrans to come up together and do justice on this particular matter, because Biafrans still retain their citizenship as Biafrans since 1967, at the end of 1967 till today, because Nigeria did not follow the due process to make Biafrans Nigerian citizens. So this is the truth of the matter. Thank you very much, Mr. Kalago.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. So here is the truth of the matter. Thank you very much for watching.